to do with me by accelerating lies. It's also an interesting case study into internet mass hysteria, right? If 50 videos come out saying Tate's a bad guy, it takes a lot of bravery for someone to come out and say Tate's not a bad guy, despite the evidence.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't call this brave, because I know for a fact this video is going to do well. I know this stream's doing well and stuff, so of course there's a level of self-interest, I'll be honest with that. But I would call it cowardly that the fact that I've not spoke about this before. Here is a man in my space, a man who I respect, a man who I consider a strong man, and I didn't at least make some kind of positive video with just saying, yep, I like him. Fuck you. If you don't believe me, if you don't agree with me, yeah, fine. Like, we can still be respectful. I just said, yeah, we can still be respectful. And I just, literally 5 seconds ago, I just went, yeah, fuck you. We can still be respectful if you don't agree with my views. But it was a cowardly decision for me to not speak about him for my own sort of self-preservation of like, oh, well, you know, he's really controversial and I don't want people to see us together. Like, you can see that there's a very big difference between me and Andrew Tate. And if you can't see that, like, of course there is. Do you know what I mean? There's a very big difference between us, but it's the nature of thing that when someone is so controversial, so hated, it's like they'll usually stand alone because we are all self-interested and you don't want to risk being associated with someone else who is like under the spotlight right now. And so I stayed very silent. I stayed still just for my own self-interest. And now I'm like, I'm coming out in a sense and actually saying, yeah, but bro, I've liked this guy all this time. I've always, like, not always, because the first sort of couple of months of this year when I saw his videos pop up, to be honest, I literally just didn't even watch them. I literally just only watched like educational stuff on YouTube and barely any like stuff on YouTube anyway. Like, I try and stay detached away from technology. But the last like 2 months since I was in Thailand and he really blew up, honestly, like, I've liked his message. I've liked his message. I've liked the impact that I can see on the men in front of me. And the controversy and these people who hate him and stuff like that. Like, if I go to like, I don't know how I'd find it, like Andrew Tate exposed or something. Like, when you look at the people who don't like him, it's like I relate a lot to a man like this than I do a man like this. There was one particular guy, what was it, like, Alpha Male Club. Yeah, this. So I don't know about you, I really don't know about you, but I relate a lot more to a man who looks and talks and acts like Andrew Tate than this guy here. What about you? Who do you relate more to? Who can you like understand more?
I can show evidence to the contrary of these negative narratives for the end of time. But if somebody can see, if a YouTube creator or a content creator can see, if you make a negative video about Tate, you get a bunch of clicks, and everyone else did it, well, then I may as well do it. They don't sit there and go, what about Andrew? What about the truth of this? What about the effect on his life? What about the effect on his experience of the world? That doesn't come into consideration. What comes into consideration is, everyone else did this and got a bunch of views. I want them.
There's a point when I started seeing a bunch of people make videos about me, negative videos about me, saying I'm wrong about this, I'm wrong about this, I'm being like too aggressive. Oh, Hamza doesn't know what he's talking about because he says that you can't play video games, but I play video games and I swear I'm okay, guys. Those type of videos.